Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is June 17th, 2025. We are in the Old Testament book of Proverbs. We're going to read Proverbs 13 and 14, so another long section. Again, these Proverbs are little snippets, not full commands. You get kind of the beginning of the verse, you contrast it with the end of the verse, or compare it sometimes. Maybe there's a couple of verses that you're going to put together, and you get this idea of what you're supposed to do in certain situations to put you in the mind of a commandment. So let's go ahead and we're going to read Proverbs 13 and 14. A wise son heeds his father's instruction, but a scoffer does not listen to rebuke. A man shall eat well by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the unfaithful feeds on violence. He who guards his mouth preserves his life, but he who opens wide his lips shall have destruction. The soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. A righteous man hates lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and comes to shame. Righteousness guards him whose way is blameless, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. There is one who makes himself rich yet has nothing, and one who makes himself poor yet has great riches. The ransom of a man's life is his riches, but the poor does not hear rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoices, but the lamp of the wicked will be put out. My pride comes nothing but strife, but with the well-advised is wisdom. Wealth gained by dishonesty will be diminished, but he who gathers by labor will increase. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when the desire comes, it is a tree of life. He who despises the word will be destroyed, but he who fears the commandment will be rewarded. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to turn away from the snares of death. Good understanding gains favor, but the way of the unfaithful is hard. Every prudent man acts with knowledge, but a fool lays open his folly. A wicked messenger falls into trouble, but a faithful ambassador brings health. Poverty and shame will come to him who disdains correction, but he who regards a rebuke will be honored. A desire accomplished is sweet to the soul, but it is an abomination to the fools to depart from evil. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. Evil pursues sinners, but to the righteous good shall be repaid. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Much food is in the fallow ground of the poor, and for lack of justice there is waste. He who spares his rod hates his son, but he who loves him disciplines him promptly. The righteous eats to the satisfying of his soul, but the stomach of the wicked shall be in want. The wise woman builds her house, but the foolish pulls it down with her hands. That's one of my favorites right there. How would you use this psalm, this proverb? Well, what is this proverb telling us? Well, foolish again was the idea that this person knows what's right and wrong. They decided that they're going to do wrong. This person understands that all their blessings come from God, but they want to denigrate it. They want to knock it down. There's that person, that toxic person you know, who always has a bad thing to say about everything. Oh, is that pictures of your kids? They look so nice. Oh, well, you know, that one's a druggie, and that one doesn't do this, and he doesn't work. Oh, well, at least you got a nice house. Oh, well, the plumbing leaks, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Always knocking themselves down, burning their own house down as fast as they can do it. Contrasting that with the wise woman, the woman who's seeking after God, who understands that all of my blessings come from God, and I need to be rejoicing in what I have and be content with what I have. Then God will bless me with more once he sees that, oh, well, you're happy with what you have. The person who complains doesn't get anything else because you're already complaining about what you have. Why would God give you any more? Does that make sense? So when I read this proverb, it reminds me of people, those toxic people, and I say, ooh, you know what? Most of these proverbs tell me I should avoid that person, not put that person in my life. I should be the wise person. And now I've identified what that proverb looks like in practice, and then I look at myself and I go, hey, you know what? Am I that foolish person? When people give me a compliment, am I knocking it down? Am I trying to tear down rather than build up? No, this proverb isn't just speaking about other people, it's speaking about me. And that's when I start to really unlock these proverbs and understand, oh, you know what? When I'm feeling that complaint start to come out of my lips, I need to stop and say, wait, am I pulling it down? Or am I building something up? Oh, if I'm pulling it down, then I need to not say anything. If I'm building it up, then I can build up. Does that make sense to all of you? I hope it does. So let's get back to the Proverbs. So that's how we use these Proverbs. You find something, then you go, oh, that speaks to a situation that I find myself in a lot. And it's telling me about the people that keep putting me in that situation. But what's it telling me about me too? because I can't fix them, but I can fix me. I can make me better. I could start saying, hey, you know what? You're always downing everything. Maybe I should stop paying attention to you because you're wearing off on me, and I should start being more around people who are happy and content all the time and let their happiness and contentment rub off on me. If something's going to rub off me, I want God's will to rub off on me. All right, so let's get back to chapter 14, verse 2. He who walks in his uprightness fears the Lord, but he who is perverse in his ways despises him. In the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise will preserve them. Where no oxen are, the trough is clean, but much increase comes by the strength of an ox. So if I don't got any ox, I can't work. And if I ain't working, well, everything's clean, but I'm not working. I need to work. Faithful witness does not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. A scoffer seeks wisdom, does not find it, but knowledge is easy to him who understands. Go from the presence of a foolish man when you do not perceive in him the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. So we see how these all are fitting together. Fools mock at sin, but among the upright there is favor. The heart knows its own bitterness, and a stranger does not share its joy. The house of the wicked will be overthrown, but the tent of the upright will flourish. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Even in laughter the heart may sorrow, and the end of mirth may be grief. The backslider in heart will be filled with his own ways, but a good man will be satisfied from above. The simple believes every word, but the prudent considers well his steps. A wise man fears and departs from evil, but a fool rages and is self-confident. A quick-tempered man acts foolishly, and a man of wicked intentions is hated. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. The evil will bow before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. The poor man is hated even by his own neighbor, but the rich has many friends. He who despises his neighbor sins, but he who has mercy on the poor, happy is he. Do they not go astray who devise evil, but mercy and truth belong to those who devise good. In all labor there is profit, but idle chatter leads only to poverty. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is folly. A true witness delivers souls, but a deceitful witness speaks lies. In the fear of the Lord there is strong confidence, and his children will have a place of refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to turn one away from the snares of death. And again, the fear of the Lord isn't, I'm scared of Jesus, I'm scared of God. It's that reverence, that awe, that's understanding that, hey, everything's coming from God. And if God wants to take it away from me, he can do it. If he wants to give it to me, he can do that too. And I need to understand that it's all about God and it's not about me. That's that fear of God. That's the beginning of wisdom, understanding that he's sovereign and I'm not. Back to 28. In a multitude of people is a king's honor, but in the lack of people is the downfall of a prince. He who is slow to wrath has great understanding, but he who is impulsive exalts folly. A sound heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bones. He who oppresses the poor reproaches his maker, but he who honors him has mercy on the needy. The wicked is banished in his wickedness, but the righteous has a refuge in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of him who has understanding, but what is in the heart of fools is made known. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. The king's favor is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is against him who causes shame. May God bless reading his word, and may God bless you. Bye.